Have you ever noticed how some people settle a room just by walking in, while others, without meaning to, make it tighten up? That difference isn't confidence or charisma, it's presence. Long before you, the leader, opens your mouth, you've already spoken. You've spoken through your presence. People feel who you are before they know what you think. Presence is a continuum that ranges from being distracted and reactive to being deeply grounded and aware. The depth of your presence determines the depth of your impact. Teams don't just respond to what you say. They actually manage themselves around how present you are. When you walk into a room, what changes? The energy around you or the energy inside of you? Do you pay attention to either? In this video, we'll explore how conscious use of self turns presence into a quiet but transformative form of power. You'll learn what happens when a leader's presence is minimal, how full presence can both calm and confront. You'll learn the 3 dimensions of presence and simple practices for improving your presence. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Broom. Welcome to a Leadership and Self-Mastery video. Conscious use of self is the key to being present. It's the ongoing practice of noticing and choosing how you show up, mentally, emotionally, and physically, so that your presence serves the moment and the system you're part of. It's not about control, it's about awareness in action. It's about being here right now. You're aware of yourself, and you're aware of others and the environment around you. It's using yourself as part of the environment, not separate from it. Presence exists on a continuum, a range of availability and attunement. Sometimes we're physically present, but otherwise absent. You're lost in thought, performing on autopilot. The system around you likewise becomes mechanical, anxious, or disengaged. Sometimes you're partially present. You're aware, but distracted, noticing yet not attuned. Others do sense your distance. We're at our best when fully present. We're centered, grounded, aware of, and available to ourselves, to others, and our environment. The system around us will relax. Coherence, trust, and creativity rise. Presence, like light, has intensity. The brighter your attention, the more it illuminates what's around you. People, emotions, dynamics, and possibilities. When your attention is dim or divided, others stay partly in the dark, unsure of how they're landing or what matters most. When your attention is steady and clear, others can see you and themselves more accurately. Their value, their impact, their place in the whole. That's why presence isn't just self-awareness. It's relational awareness. Awareness that brings others into clarity. When you give someone your full attention, what happens to them and to you? Take a moment to think about that. When a leader's presence is low, predictable patterns appear. Disconnection grows, people feel unseen, and engagement drops. Misunderstandings multiply, subtle cues go unnoticed. The system self-protects. Teams move from creativity to compliance. Trust erodes. Even good intentions can feel hollow without presence. As leaders, these precedents are not very useful. You intend no malice, but your absence always costs more than we realize. When your presence fades, have you noticed what fills the space? Is it anxiety, control, silence, or distraction? Presence doesn't always calm a system, it reveals it. A leader who's fully present brings clarity, and clarity can be both comforting and confronting. For some, your full presence feels grounding, a calm anchor in turbulence. For others, it feels exposing. Their inner noise suddenly has nowhere to hide. Authentic presence acts like a mirror. It reflects what's here in you, in others, and in the field between you. So while presence often creates safety, it can first stir discomfort. Leaders who use themselves consciously don't take that discomfort personally. They recognize it as people adjusting to more truth, more awareness, and more contact. The more fully present you are, the more you're inviting others to be present too. Though for some, that invitation may feel challenging before it feels safe. When someone's attention is on you, what happens inside? Do you open, or does your anxiety rise? Let's look now at the 3 dimensions of presence. The first is being present in time, being here, right now, not elsewhere. Many leaders live in the future, planning and controlling, or in the past, regretting or replaying. True leadership presence means anchoring in this moment. Presence in time allows responsiveness instead of reactivity. How often do you lead with the last meeting or the next one on your mind instead of this one? Next is being present to ourselves. We are aware of our own dynamics. We notice our emotions, our biases, and bodily clues before they can steer our behavior. Our bodies give early signals. Tightness, breath, or posture signal our state. Being fully present to ourselves allows us to use that data as guidance, not as commands. For example, you sense that you're irritated, but before it shapes your tone, you pause, you breathe, and choose being curious instead. The third is being present with others and our environment. Awareness of the field we are in. Here we extend our awareness outward to the emotional field of people and place. We read the room not just for performance, but for connection. We recognize that our leadership presence sets the emotional climate that others use to regulate themselves. What's the emotional weather like in your team? Are you aware of it? And how are you contributing to it? Here are some ways to cultivate greater presence. First, pause before responding. Even a single breath alters the outcome. Second, ground yourself in your body. Feel your feet, steady your breath. Third, notice the field, what's alive in the room before you even speak. And 4, recover when you've drifted. Awareness is the reset button. Presence does drift. It always will. The practice is to notice the drift and return. There's no fault or blame for drifting occasionally. We'll drift because we're human. In closing, presence is leadership's most quiet and most useful power. Leadership presence is systemic gravity. When it's weak, things drift apart. When it's strong, things begin to align quite naturally. Conscious use of self isn't about performance, it's about coherence. It's measured not by how much you do, but by how fully you are here to keep things naturally aligned. The greater your presence, the greater your capacity to calm, to connect, and to create. And the more focused your team will be. And there is even a bigger payoff. When we bring full presence, attention without agenda, curiosity without control, something larger than our plans begins to shape the outcome. Whether in a team, a conversation, or a creative act, presence opens a field where insight and possibility can reveal themselves. That's why conscious use of self isn't just a leadership discipline. It's a way of creating life that's deeper, truer, and more alive than anything we could have planned. What might change in your leadership if you practice not being more impressive, but being more present? Thanks for watching. Please share it with someone who could be more present to have a greater impact in their world. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.